What's good? Yo, how's my mic sound? I gotta check this real quick. All right, what's good, y'all? You guys get the app? You try to recreate SGA on the app. Post control and steel cap breakers are pretty good. Okay, that's good to know. I haven't been able to spend too much time on it today, so I wanted to take a look at the app. I just got home. What did you guys find out, man? What are we looking at? I did lab up a build earlier, but then I had to run. But now I'm back on it. I was hearing people say that the animation requirements were different, so I hope that got figured out. But yeah, we're gonna be labbing some builds tonight. I mean, whatever you guys want to see. I have some builds I wanted to lab for one of my buddies, so I might just start with that one. Um, Uncle Weeb, you made a day one Luca build. Just need a tweak. All right. Did you go 6-7? You need Dirk? Yeah, bro. I really want to make Dirk. I really want to make Dirk. I'm strongly considering making him first. I'm not set on it yet, but with the step throughs and everything, oh man, I can't imagine my Dirk build from last year would go crazy. But let's see. Yeah. The 99 MIDI, that'd be fire. Especially with the 91 3-point. Like when I make Luca, I'm definitely considering going 91 3-point on it. Because I really I like the idea of that art cadence badge. And also, let's see. What was the deal with the takeover? I was hearing someone say, yeah, no, you only need 89 or 89 here. Is it showing that on the app? I haven't even, like I said, I haven't really been able to take a close look at this. I don't even know how the app works. Yeah, it's saying and. I don't think that's right, bro. 2K Labs has 89 3-point or 89 mid range. Do you guys know if that's right? You guys see this right here? You see on the app it's saying and, but right here on the website it says or. What do y'all think of that? Where's my chat? Okay, there it is. Ooh, that sounds good, Josh. 70 to 90. Okay, so here's the thing though that you're gonna have to consider for that. Like those are really good cap breaker values, but getting your steel from 70 to a 90 and your post control from a 58 to an 85, but you're not gonna have the tokens is the problem. Like we're gonna get bonus tokens later, but just keep that in mind that you might not have enough tokens to get all the badges that you want going from that 70 to 90 steel and then the 58 to 85 post control. You might not even be able to put on the badges that you're gonna unlock. It was really smart what 2K did there because like those souped builds with crazy cap breaker values are going to be really good later in the year because we're going to get bonus badge tokens from like your crew specialization and obviously like season rewards probably. And what's the other one? Oh yeah, rep, obviously. Rep, that's the big one. So we're going to have a bunch of bonus tokens to work with later in the year. So if people try to make builds that they had on 26, they're going to have a souped up build that'll be good for late in the year. But early in the year, we're not going to have all those bonus tokens. So for your first build, just keep that in mind and, you know, be careful. You think it's a 2K Lab typo? Ooh, that's a big deal. If you can't get shot artists, I think honestly, I think it's an app. I think it's a problem with the app, if I'm being honest, because shot artists, I feel like, you know, like MIDI magicians would want to use this badge. You know, like imagine like, I mean, on a Kobe build, I still might try to get 89 3-point as well. We'll see, because I really want to get, or 91 even for shot cadence. But if I was going with like, I don't know, like a DeMar DeRozan build, he would have shot artists and he would just be using it in the mid range. Okay, Uncle Weeb, I see that. I mean, you could do that. I would still plan for like five, like, you know, a couple cap breakers, like 2 to 3, maybe, you know, 4 or 5, because I think we're gonna get some cap breakers right away. Like last year, we were able to get some cap breakers pretty quickly. Do I think that wingspan for centers would matter if you still have high rebounding badges with the lower one? I think it's too early to say because it depends on how strong that sink snatcher badge is. Let's take a look at that. I think that this is a really good threshold. Like, I hope that this badge is really good, sink snatcher. I'm taking a close look at that 90D board because that also unlocks gold box out boss if you have 88 strength as well. So 2 thresholds you meet there by going 90D board. And this badge increases your vertical if you time your rebounds. So I don't know. I think it's too early to say. I think like obviously the most elite rebounders are going to have both. They're going to have high rebound and huge wingspan, but we'll see. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. I need to grab some water. All right, what do you guys want to see me lab right now? Like I said, so one of my buddies wants a 6'6" or 6'7" lockdown with long arms. He wants strength and he wants it to be fast. So I think that's gonna be pretty hard to make, honestly, but I'm gonna see what I can come up with. All right, my bad. I had to go step away again. But yeah, I wanted to look at 6'6", 6'7" lockdowns. And also it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar to last year. I mean, it's exactly the same, isn't it? I know there's like a few differences with like layup and close shot. There's been some differences with speed, but I've seen a lot of people put in builds today, and it came out exactly the same. Cameron Carr. Okay, so that's a good. That's actually a. Let's test that real quick. I like that because I do think Cameron Carr would be fire. That'd be a great build. Let me see real quick. I gotta pull up that build. Yeah, I love that Cameron Carr build. Like, I would definitely remake that this year. All right. So, shit, hold up. Sorry, y'all gonna have to bear with me. I got so many tabs open. Let's see. Sad news about my Dirk build. They changed the drive. Yeah, I saw that. The lower wingspan, you can't get physical, which was a godsend. Hey man, we'll see though. I still think we can make it work on Dirk. Like, I might have to go. I might have to drop like, yeah, the layup will be a little lower, but you could still go high close shot, high midi, high 3-point, high post control, and just go crazy with the ghost stepper badge. I can't wait for that. I think it's gonna be souped. You're trying to make a hybrid lockdown, good defense, 89 midi, solid passing, also 6-7. Okay, so that sounds pretty similar to the build that my buddy wants. So I'm gonna take a look at something like that. Luca, Giannis, Wemby, and Paige Beckers. That's fire. Oh, cap breakers. See, that's something I'm gonna have to take a look at is cap breakers. And when I put in one of my builds earlier, it came out exactly the same. But let's look at this is my car build. Oh damn. What was my hold up. Now I gotta pull it back up. Okay. So I'm gonna try and remake this build and see if it comes back exactly the same. Yeah, bro, Ghost Stepper is gonna be so fire. That was like the thing I was the most hyped about because I was complaining about step throughs all year this year. I was getting so pissed. The amount of times that I got people, bro. I got so many people jumping, and then it just didn't give me the step through. I was not happy with it this year. Okay. So on the app, let me try to put this in real quick. So I went 6'5", 201, 6'11. Let's see, I went 73 close shot. I went 70 layup. 88 dunk. 40, 35. 88. 87. Maxed it. 89. And then 76. Actually, this build. Okay, now that I'm looking at it, because now I'm coming around to the interior D. When someone in the chat asked, "Do I think that the Cameron Carr build would be good this year?" I would definitely make changes to it because I think interior defense is definitely going to matter this year. I think that 52 is way too low. I was able to max out the block last year and get away with that, but I don't think that you're going to be able to get away with that this year. And again, obviously, right now, guys, what I'm checking is just to see if the cap breaker values are the same and if I'm able to use all the same attributes. But this is targeting 2K26 badges. Obviously, if I were to remake it, I would target completely different badges. But yeah, so far it is looking. Oh no. No, the vertical was different. And the perimeter D dropped. 73. Okay, that's because this went up. So something must have went up with my layup. What was it? So that's interesting. Perimeter defense is tied to your layup here. Because I had an 86. Am I right or no? Let me see. Okay, never mind. Maybe I messed something up there. It was probably the steal. I accidentally went up too high on the steal. Damn, I'm still one off? What did I mess up? 39 post control, huh? Yeah, that was 35. Okay. All right. So this is exactly my Cameron Carr build. Let's see if the cap breakers are the same. How do you check the cap breakers? Okay. Yep. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2. Yep. We get the 2, 2, 2. Let's check the defense. Yeah, you get the same caps. So yeah, that's the really interesting thing. Like a lot of builds are going to be able to carry over, but again, you're going to just have to be careful because you can't just make a crazy souped up build. You got to keep the badge tokens in mind. Do I think the Ghost Stepper was underwhelming from the videos I saw? I don't think so. I think, like, yeah, it's a little telegraphed. It looks a little slow. Most of the clips that I saw were in play now, and that's slower than what it's going to be like online. But I think that there's got to be some counter to it, and I also think that like smooth is quick. You know what I mean? Like it's so smooth that if you just like if you get somebody jumping on it, like you're gonna get them biting and you're gonna be open. It's gonna be a good shot. So, no, I don't think it was underwhelming. If it was any faster, it might be too OP. There's got to be like a trade off for it. It's kind of like a high risk, high reward type of shot. What up, Mighty? Good to see you, bro. Oh, Jake Mason dropped Ant-Man? I need to see that. I was thinking about Ant-Man too. That'd be a fun one. For sure. I think that'd be a good build this year. I just think that the really interesting thing this year is definitely going to be the interior defense and the strength. Because that was the thing that concerned me the most was Joe No's video earlier today when somebody was just like gliding through him. That was ridiculous. And I think that he mentioned that the guy had like 86 or 87 perimeter D, and that should be like a good spot for perimeter D. But I bet you he didn't have high. He probably had something like this. He probably had like 50 interior D and not much strength. I think that like immovable, bro. Like immovable is a great badge last year that people slept on. I think immovable is gonna be important. I think the ratings are gonna matter on your interior D. Wall up might be important. We'll see about that. And maybe even post lockdown. I don't know. Oh, and also Bruiser. Bruiser's a great badge. I mean, shit. I don't know. We'll have to see. But like the idea of it, I feel like is going to be super impactful. Hey, appreciate that. Freeze for Sebi. Yeah, I mean we're gonna try and lab some builds for sure. Like a little bit tonight. I'm not gonna be on too long, but definitely like through the weekend and going into the week as we gear up for 2K27. I just wanted to hop on and see if I could get this all set up and working. It looks good. But honestly, I'm not used to maneuvering the app. Like, so we just took a look at Cameron Carr, and it was pretty much exactly the same. So let me pull up. It was pretty much exactly the same when it came to cap breaker values. So I'm more used to the 2KCV site. So let me try to lab a build here, and then we'll take a look at it over there. So what would be some badges if I'm going for that 6667? I just mentioned all that strength and interior D. Like I would definitely want all that. I would definitely want at least gold seatbelt. Yeah, exactly. Interior D didn't matter at all in 26, which is why I think it's gonna matter this year because they had to make some changes to gameplay because a lot of people are just gonna try and copy 26 builds, but 2K obviously wants you to make more builds. So I think a lot of people are gonna mess that up and realize that they should have put, and that's what everybody was saying. Everybody at Community Day was saying Interior D was super important, or that they think that it'll be, and I think it will be. I also think strength will be important based on how many badges are tied to it and all the ratings that are tied to strength. I know that he would want quick trigger. I think 88 MIDI is pretty good. If I went 6-7, I could still get that. And what's the badge requirement for Bruiser? Oops. 84. 84, and then immovable was 85, right? Yep. Wall up is 80. So yeah, if I'm making a lock, I want to try and get that 85 strength. I could be completely wrong about this, but that's just a feeling I have that I think the strength in the interior D, if you're going to have a lock, I would want to try and get that. But it's going to be hard to get, especially if you want to go high, if you want to go high perimeter D. What's BlueStacks? Oh, hold up. I didn't even see all these messages come in. How do you see the cap breakers in 2K HQ? You go to builder glossary and then it's over here. But you have to make sure you put in a build to 99 overall. I wish I could point to it, but I don't know how to do that on here. You see right there at the top, it says next to reset attributes, it says builder glossary. You got to click on that. Oh, Mighty Daimyo. So that's a huge question he asked. He goes, does cap breaking certain attributes allow you to get more tokens, or are the number of tokens locked? It's locked, bro, which is a huge deal. Hold up, you guys are seeing this, right? Yeah, you are. Okay. So yeah, it's locked. So if you have like I saw a Laker fan posted a video earlier today of like one of his big men that he cap broke the shooting from a 53 point to an 80, which was souped last year. Like obviously that's crazy value, but he had 0 badge tokens, so he's not gonna be able to put on any of the shooting badges that you get from those insane cap breaker values that you're jumping 30 attribute points. But later in the year, you will be able to, because we're gonna have a bunch of bonus badge tokens. So like that type of build can be valid later in the year. It's just your first build. It's not. You're not gonna want to do that. Or if you do, just be okay with not being able to like plan for it being like a later game type of thing. Yeah, I agree, Frederick. It is gonna be weird. We're just gonna have to adjust, and it's gonna be pretty complicated. There's so many things you have to take into account. Someone asked if 2K CV translates to 27. A lot of it does. The builder isn't exactly the same. There's certain things that are slightly different, but so far most of the builds I've put in have translated like 1 to 1. Early thoughts on 610? I think 610 is going to be. I think that 610s, based on what I've seen so far, will be interesting, really interesting builds. Like you could be like a dribble god on a 610. You could be like a crazy mobile lockdown with like long arms and high block. I think 610s will be interesting. I didn't make a 610 last year, but I might have to make one this year. We'll see. Do I think Flash on a center would be useful? Yeah, I think Flash is going to be I think Flash is going to be a good badge based on the description. Um, at least having it on bronze for your center, you're probably not going to get it silver, but bronze, yeah, why not? I think it'd be useful, probably not mandatory for centers. Yeah, I also think that strength is going to matter on bigs. Oh, BlueStacks is for Android. Yeah, I got an iPhone, so I got a different app going right now. Oh, that must have been what JMac was using on his stream. Cause yeah, he was able to move it with his mouse and everything. That would be nice. But I'm like I said, I'm more used to this. So whatever I lab right now, I'm gonna just work on this, and then I'll check. I'll like double check with the app to see if the cap breakers look the same. Better to cap break finishing because badges matter less. I wouldn't necessarily say that because finishing still has a bunch of badges. And like me personally, like okay, not everyone's going to use hook specialists. Like not everyone's going to use. I guess it's because I'm speaking from the perspective of a post scorer. Like I want all these post badges. I want 100%. I want Ghost Stepper. I want post powerhouse, post catalyst. I want everything here. So nah, I think no matter what, you're gonna have to take those tokens into account. Where I think that you could get good value is if you cap break your physicals. If you find good like, let me scroll down. If you find good values here on your physicals, like let me go to cap breakers here on my Cameron Car build. I got great values on that vertical. That saved me so many attribute points in the builder because I was going for 99 dunk on this build. And so being able to get that much out of 4 cap breakers in your physicals is pretty good because there's not a ton of badges here for your badge tokens. Yeah, badge tokens in the future as in season rewards, but well, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to do them for season rewards. I can't remember if they said that they will. If they will, they probably would, but uh, definitely rep, rep and specialization. Like I could tell you right now, I remember I was looking earlier today at the shooting specialization, and you get 9 bonus tokens from shooting specialization. Like if you complete all the goals there, so that's 9 tokens, man. Like that's now that those are a couple of badges you could throw on for sure. And now once you grind that, then you can actually make use of some of the crazy cap breaker jumps if you don't already invest in shooting. What are my early thoughts on the new builder? Um, I gotta play around with it more. So far, my early thoughts, I'm pretty optimistic. I love everything. I think there's gonna be really good diversity, build diversity. There's still obviously we gotta get our hands on the game and see how it is, but the builder is very similar to 26, which I'm happy with because I think that they had a great builder last year. Um, and it seems like they balanced it a lot more. Like I like what they did with splitting up rebounding badges and shooting badges, and I like the way that they like just if you look at it at a glance, if you look at uh like just look at strength. If I type in strength here and then just look at how many badges are tied to it and how high you have to invest in it, like bro, you have to go 93 strength if you want silver brick wall and then 95. That's I mean, this is kind of weird. I don't know why they did that. But I was going to say like they made it matter again for, these box out badges, which makes sense. It should. Um there's quite a bit in defense as well. So I think that strength is going to be really important, which is a good thing. Yeah, specialization challenges are crazy. I'm definitely gonna try and grind those as early as I can, like I did last year. So yeah, honestly, I like I'm coming into this blind right now. I have no idea what direction to go with this build. I was lapping some bigs earlier, but trying to do this. Does the 6-7, do they get the exact same on shooting? If I go 6-7, 7-foot wingspan. Yes, okay, it does get 89 mid range and 83 3-point. I like that. Strength, like I was saying, I'd probably go 85. Okay, this doesn't look too bad actually. Oh, you think that brick wall is silver? Silver is 86 strength. Well, let's take a look here. Let's see what it says on here. Not defense, physicals. Oh, you're right. That was a typo. 83 strength. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Well, still, there were a lot of other badges with strength tied to it. All right, so I went 214. Like if I could, maybe I could start with what's seatbelt? Seatbelt's basically like this build that I'm working on right now. I think we don't need a I don't know, like yeah, maybe a 70, 71 for silver paint patroller. But even then, bro, like I just have a feeling even this is gonna get dunked on by elite slashers, which is fine because this is gonna be more of like a point of attack defender. Ideally, he should be quick enough to stay in front. Do we know how many cap breakers we're gonna get? No, not yet. But you can bet that you're gonna get a couple to work with pretty early on, and it'll probably be similar to 2K26, where by the end we're gonna have a lot. All right, let's see. Okay, so like right now, where I'm already starting to think with this build, like if I were to tell my bro, he wants. Here, actually, let me fill out some of the attributes first before I start yapping. .88 strength for gold box out. I don't know if I would go high rebound, like super high rebounding on this badge. I mean, on this build. What was Flash again? Flash is 8270, 8781. That's the one I want. Damn, he misses out on. What would be the next one? Oh, never mind, 95. What's like the Sink Snatcher? Okay, 70. 70 wouldn't be bad. So if I go 70 on D board, then I need the 60 vertical for possession closer. Or I could go 75 for box out. I go 70. And I also think that for a build like this, it's like I don't know if I would invest in both rebounding. I would just choose one. Maybe. I mean, it's a little early to say. Oh wait, no. I want to keep that low. Yeah, I wanted to try and get dunking caps. $91. Glove is 83. Damn, I know he's gonna want high steal though. 90 for interceptor. 93. Good rebounding threshold for a popper. I think 90. I would like. We're gonna have to wait and see, but I really like I like how 90 looks, especially if you can get box out boss if you go for strength, or well, yeah, no, yeah, that would be what you have to do. Or if you wanted to go for offensive rebound, you can go 93. But I think that's well, no, you're a popper, so yeah, you definitely want a D board. Okay, so right here, right now, I'm already starting to see something like when we're talking about tokens. So I'm not done with this build by like at all. I'm just messing around here to try and see. But as I'm working on this lockdown, you could plan for like, later on in the year getting some ball handle on it. Like you could try to be like this is bad because he doesn't have any 3-point. So here, this is a bad example. If I switch this, like if I was able to get 3-point, you could be just spotting up, just 3 and D to start the year. But later in the year, once you get your bonus tokens, then you can think about you'll get your cap breakers too. This would be like a later option going for ball handle, and then now you could start to dribble a little bit more. I was hoping to try and find. I wanted to glitch out the driving dunk because I wanted to see if I can get to 87 with only a couple caps. I'm trying to find that. I might consider doing this, like just the 83 point. 83 point for quick trigger. What are the takeovers again? Caliber, you need the 85. Yeah, I don't like this for the shooting. I mean, you could throw your hydration hero on shooting. Or I can try to hit that 85. But yeah, man, they made it really balanced this year. Like, there's so many things to consider. They gave us a lot to chew on for this week leading up to it. Oh, I lost my strength. Yeah, this is tough. Let me take a look at 6-6. I could do this and get the 85. You got 90 D board, 83 O, 88 strength, 85 vert. Yeah, sounds solid. I lost the block though. So what does the 78 look like? That's pretty low. That's still high flying denier, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe you do that and you just settle with the 60. Ooh, that's something I want to see. Actually, no, never mind. Ooh, there we go. We got the dunk. Did we get vert too? We did. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is something I can work with. Ah, damn. I was hoping to get ball handle too, but he might be fine with 75. What do we get with 75? Yeah, there's a lot with 75. What up, Jay Fresh? Is this tool updated for 27? It is not. I'm using the 2K26 builder, but a lot of people, myself included, have copied builds over and they translate one to one. You just gotta know what to look out for because there's certain things like the wingspan affecting your close shot and driving layup that is different. But I'm just used to this, and then I'll once I have it, somewhat settled, then I'll transfer it over to the app. So what was the steal I wanted again? If I could get that steal higher, that'd be nice. 93 for glove. What's the lowest for pass? 50. 65. Hmm. Yeah, but this would be an example of the tokens for my finishing would be kind of messed up here. Hmm. Appreciate you, Jay. So does anyone know? I was asking this earlier, but do you guys know if if the 2K Lab site is right with this? If it's or is the app right where you need both? I wonder if Mike Wang has commented on that yet. I'm gonna assume the app is right now. And if that's the case, then I would go 85 on both. Assume you need both. Yeah, probably. I need a calculator. Hmm. This isn't bad. Physical two-way sharpshooter. All right, let me put this one in. What up, J-Mac? You were told the app was wrong. Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Hey, bro, I got it working. You see this? I gotta get to labbing. What up, Keone? I'm working on a build for one of my buddies right now. He wanted a lockdown, so it's not necessarily a player build. He also mentioned he wanted a Sar Thompson, but I'm trying to convince him that he needs shooting. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see right here, like how many badge tokens am I gonna get? Because it's pretty low. 6. Jeez, that's pretty bad. Do they not tell you how many tokens? They don't tell you how many tokens this shit costs? I just realized that. Does anybody know that? Is there a way for me to see how many tokens it costs to put on these badges? Seven for Hoff? Really? It doesn't say on the app? That's crazy. What about for gold? Damn, that's crazy, bro. It's not on the app. We're not even. Yeah, so, I mean, that makes me think that, like, day one, I'm definitely, like, before I even make my build, I'm definitely going to be doing some math with those tokens. And I definitely suggest that you guys do that too. Like, don't just jump to make your build right away. Make sure it makes sense. That's crazy. I wish that we could see the tokens. Five for gold, three for silver. But isn't it different? Like, it depends on the badge, right? I was seeing it was different. Why don't I get the block? Wow. You don't get the block. So that's a slight little change on this build. They drop the block by 1 so we don't get the silver high flying denier. Man, that's kind of that hurts a little. The glossary tells you how many to max it. Where do you see that, JMac? Well, that's pretty huge if we can't hit the 78. I need to check that before I even start labbing a build. All right, I'm gonna come back to this one. I want to take a look at some bigs. Oh, where it shows you the height and weight. Oh, okay. Okay, that's helpful. Interesting. Okay, at least that's something. It has the badge cost under details after you complete the build? Really? Let me just put some random stuff in here. Michael Cooper. Details. Where's details? Badges. Yeah, we're seeing the tokens, but and the slots. Is it the German man time now? Not yet. Not yet. Another one of my guys wants a. He does want a popper, but he also usually every year he makes like a pure inside. But he wants a little bit of shooting on it this year, so I want to see what I can make for him at like 7-1 or 7-2, maybe 7 foot. We'll see. Max attribute potential details. Am I blind? Are you guys seeing it? I don't see it, Braden. Oh, before. Okay, yes, that's what JMac was talking about. He was talking about over here. Yeah, so that shows you like the max, but not like not the levels leading up to it. But that's all right. I mean, that's helpful. 610 or 611 KD. I might come around to that, but let me try and think about this big real quick. I haven't seen what people have been posting for bigs. I saw a couple things on like 611. I haven't seen anything on 7-footers and up. Have you guys seen anything on like what bigs look or what heights look good? 7-footers have been looking pretty good in the builder. Frederick said. Yeah, exactly. 3 tokens for a bronze badge. Yeah. Not everything though. See, like right here, we got what is this? High flying denier is 1 badge right here. All right, so for this build, JMac was saying that he didn't confirm it, but somebody said that it was ore for these takeovers, which would be huge. So I'm gonna try to get an 85 3-point. Damn. Yeah, maybe I'd make him a 7-footer. It's still awkward. 7-2, 7-4. The 7-2 gets the 85. The 7-1 doesn't. Let's see if that's the same over here. 7-1, 7-4. Yeah, same thing. So I might make like a 7-2 popper for him. It's gonna be slow. Oops. Just with that takeover? Well, what about shot artist too, right? Both of these are ores. But everything else does say and. This one I would be very surprised about. Like, I just think that that would kill MIDI merchants. Yeah, JMac, I'm talking about both of these shooting takeovers. Calibrated and Shot Artist. I feel like I hope 2K Labs is right with both of them. All right, yeah, so 7.2. 7.2 to 7.4 wingspan. Damn, I didn't even realize there's 80 of you in here right now. What the hell? Appreciate you guys showing out. $90 pass hack might be the sweet spot. I don't know how, like, based on what I was seeing from the passing, I wouldn't be too optimistic about passing this year. Oh, yeah. So I was going to look at the defense. Wall up, 85. 85. Interior. I think I want to try and get him this. What's the vert? 76. Oh, wait, no. Let me look at the app. What strength do we want? Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking at. That's right. Okay, so the 80, at least 88. You definitely want at least 88. Do we want anything higher? 88, and then could go like an 82 offensive rebound, maybe. $90, and then a 95. Okay, so I'm looking at 95 D board. I'm looking at 88 strength and 82 O board. Yeah, right there. That looks pretty good. Not bad. 236. He's a little mobile. 76 vert. What do we need the vert? What's workhorse? Hey, we get. Oh no, the agility. Oh no, it's ore. It's ore. I hope. So you get silver workhorse, silver pogo. All right, so you guys are saying once I lock this in, now I can take a look at the badges. Interesting. See, look at this. Sink Snatcher. I wonder how effective Sink Snatcher is going to be. It's only 5 tokens for the Hall of Fame badge. Huh. No, Ardo, you can get the gold possession closer. You're just not going to get like you're going to have to make sure you have enough badge tokens to afford it. Crashers 6. Okay, interesting. So yeah, this is something I haven't so far from everything I've been labbing. This isn't something I've taken a look at all. Like I'm curious to see. Like I was just telling y'all, I want a 95 D board and an 80. That's gonna be expensive though without caps. Let's see. Like what did I say? 80. What was it? 82, 83. What's the breaker? 82. So that gives me 12 tokens. Drop it down. Okay, I get to keep the 12. Okay. So you go like 91 and then put 4 caps for 95. I would maybe do something like this. 92, 82. Damn, he misses out on 60 steel. That's all right. 63 and perimeter. I love that because I do want him to get immovable. 62. Oh yeah, what was I looking at for the shooting? Shooting. We wanted V5. I think I'm fine with his mid range being as low as possible. I'm curious if we can get 1, 2, 3. Okay, that gives us a token. That gives us another token. Okay. What are we looking at for standing dunk? I know that standing dunk was looking really good. 90. 90 would be awesome. 90. So the bigs, this is going to be an example once we take a look at the cap breakers. Okay, actually, you know what? I kind of want to switch to because I can't see the cap breakers live. Let me try to remake this build real quick on here. What was the weight? 236. What was the interior we were going for? I think 85. 88. I like 85 for wall up. How important do I think box out is? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait until we see. I hope it's effective. But yeah, it's a good point. You bring up a good point of the way that I'm planning for it. Let me see what it looks like. So, how many tokens did it say I had? I got 12 tokens right now. Oops. Yeah, man, that's really not a lot. That is crazy. That is crazy. These bonus tokens are going to make a huge difference. So, I don't know. Yeah, you bring up a good point about that. Like, I guess what I would do in this instance, I'd probably just like go for these two. Either go for these two or just focus on one badge and then just plan for the future, like one of your eventually you'll be able to get these badges later in later in the year. But yeah, this is crazy. I wish I had the game because I wish I could like be in the real builder and really like take a look at these numbers. You really only get 12? So what if I brought No, yeah, the rebounding's crazy. I think, maybe what I would do is I would tell him to my buddy, I'd probably have him go rebounding specialization because he's always on a, well, he's not always on a big, usually he plays big, but rebounding specialization seems like, one of the valid routes. And then that would give him 9 bonus tokens if it's the same as shooting. But we'll definitely be getting more tokens to work with later in the year through rep. Oh my God. I'm forgetting about the fuse and reaction badges though. I'm completely forgetting about that. Okay, yeah, I knew this shit wasn't adding up. So the fuse badges are gonna free up some slots. So that's another thing to keep into account. Like I would definitely have him where's it at? Where's the oh yeah, down here. Like I would definitely put a +1 or 2 on a couple of these badges. Okay, yeah, that frees it up. All specializations are 9 tokens. All right, appreciate that, Matt. Yeah, exactly, Frederick. That is a good point. You're gonna have to like make sure that it maths out correctly because I mean it's always gonna be nice to just have the more tokens you have the better. So yeah, the way I would probably do this is, I mean it's a little awkward. Yeah, you're right. We'd have like 2 that we're sitting on. I would maybe go like I would have him try out like +1 on Sink Snatcher, probably +2 on Possession Closer, and then use his tokens on Crasher and Box Out Boss. Man, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an interesting year. We're all gonna have to get PhDs, man. This is gonna be crazy. All right, let me continue on this. So the interior D. Interior D. Yeah, I like that 85. I'm gonna have him go 85. I think that's a safe spot. We'll go 85. We got the block. Maybe even... So if we go block... Yeah, because if we go to 85, he could get Hall of Fame Paint Patroller. If he cap breaks to 99 block later. I'm going to do that. 94 block. So let's see how that looks in here. I want to see the badge tokens. Oops. Oh yeah, you can lock them. I like that. Let's lock some of these in. I'm not sure yet about that. I'll definitely lock that one in. Who are we making first? For my build, I'm leaning towards Dirk, but right now I'm making a build for one of my homies. Yeah, that's what the 85 and needing the cap breaker for block doesn't get many tokens. Yeah, I wanted to take a look at that right now. Let's see how many tokens we get if we go 85. 94. Okay, that didn't bring it up. Does steel give us some? Steel does nothing for us here. Okay, so we get 13 tokens. There's 87 interior. I guess we could go 88 interior for the post lock. So that, yeah, that's something I'll look at later. I mean, I'll hold the 88 for now, but we'll see about that. We'll see. We'll see. So the physicals on a big is something I'd want to try and cap break, like especially the speed. I mean, it can't be too low. Like obviously he wants to be able to use it on day one, but that's something that like if I come over here, last year I was able to get so many great values out of cap breakers on physicals. That was for Workhorse. Bruiser. Box up, boss. There it is. Okay. Let's lock in the 88. Do I need 75 vert? What does 75 get me? I'm kind of flipping back and forth between these. Let me get this one up to date. 33, 90 standing dunk. I'll worry about all this stuff later. 94 block 85. Yep. Can this go lower? Huh. That's not. Yeah. That's a different tie here on the app. I'm able to drop the steel to 39. It's tied to the steel here on this one. 80 vert for gold defensive. Defensive what? Oh, for this one? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get that on this build. This badge looked good though from what I was seeing and what I've been hearing from people. High flying denier. Honestly, on this build, I might just max out the vert. Okay. What else can we work with? Obviously, we need some pass. And we're at a 95. 77, I think, gets us break starter. Yep. Like, I'm not... I have no idea about the passing this year, guys. Like, this will be interesting. I do want him to be able to hit a couple drop steps. And probably get some close shot. Wow, look at that difference for post spin catalyst. Okay, I'm thinking 65, 85 maybe. If I could get 90, that'd be great on this. If I could get 90 close shot, I know he'd like that. This is where I want to take a look at the caps. Because, like we're going to get a couple to work with early, remember, like I was saying. So it's like, how quick can he get to 4 cap breakers, you know? And then we can use those on his physicals, but it's going to be too slow. Oh, we still got a lot to work with. Maybe I do something like this. Or I'll leave it here for now, and then we'll come back and mess with it. Someone asked if the cap breakers work the same on this website as for 2K27. So far, from what I've seen, yeah, the cap breakers have been very similar. Very, very similar. Yeah, I don't know if I can get him. So what are like the low end dribble styles? $40. They probably have like a normal dribble style too. He's not going to be dribbling the ball, man. And yeah, he doesn't need much driving dunk either. Ooh, he gets good caps on the shooting here. Okay, actually, I do want to take a look at the shooting. How many do we even get with this? We get 11 badges, 11 badge tokens with this setup. So on the shooting, I'm going to tell him to consider specializing in shooting, which would help. The goal is to go for that 85. What does 85 get you again? Doesn't that give you 85 gives us something. Deadeye. So 85 gives us Deadeye. Look at these values. Hold up. Maybe we go 81. All right, if this doesn't affect my badge tokens, I'm gonna consider this. Ooh, it just does. Damn. But the 72 MIDI brings it back. And that should be cheap. He gets a +2 here on the close shot. That's nice. This isn't a bad start. And then from here, I usually start like min-maxing it, you know, like to see which values are better, like between throwing early cap breakers on this speed and agility or the 3-point. It's not a bad start. All right, let's just see what this looks like on the app. Was it just +2 on the close? Yes, it was. What does 88 give us? I don't think it gives us anything. No, but the 90 is really good because we get gold float game and we get gold paint prodigy. Oh yeah, a lot of them are 75. I was hearing someone talk about, yeah, Jaren Jackson. Boom. Or no, it wasn't Jaren Jackson. I think it was Jalen Duren. I think Laker fan was talking about Jalen Duren. So that's an 80. 75 is not bad though. I'd like to get his driving dunk up a little higher. So I forget. Do we lose it if we drop the? We do. Damn. All right. Well, I'd still consider doing this, just to see what else we can get here. Yeah, like I like that a lot. What? Oh yeah. What are the? Oh, Mixed Masters capped at 7 foot. Never mind. Okay. You just joined the Discord, need a crew? Yeah, we're gonna make a crew. I'm gonna have to announce something. We'll try and figure it out closer to the day of the release. But stay tuned, bro. I might be able to find a spot for you. Unfortunately, the Discord that you joined is pretty dead, but we'll see. I'll make a post or something. So I went 65 post control for the post spin catalyst because it says that badge. Where do I see it? So post spin catalyst has a less chance of being stripped. I thought that was interesting because that wasn't part of the description for post up poet last year, and the way that post strips were so annoying. Oh man, like I hope that badge helps. So even having it on bronze, I'm gonna see if that helps out on this build. I mean, he really shouldn't be posting up much, but I don't know. In certain instances, he might be able to. He does have the high strength. Like he might be able to do some drop steps, pump fake, get something going. But I need to get a 75 dunk. I need to find a way to get that. Oh, you know what? It might be from the steal. On this works differently on the app, but even here on this build, I was able to get it. All right, let's look at this. Oh yeah, I get even more speed. Oh holy shit! So now I got even more. Ooh, hold up. But I was thinking about telling him to specialize in shooting though. Man, this is tough. This is such a tough system that they made. I'm not gonna lie. Can I get him more posts? Because now I'm trying to figure out like if I tell him to specialize in shooting, he's gonna have to have 2 spots to put his shooting caps on, and we can't use physicals anymore. But you also need to have enough shooting for the tokens. This is crazy. We're gonna have to like completely rethink the way that we make builds. What up, JMac? Yeah, I know you were labbing all day, bro. I was tuning in and out of your stream. I need some of your knowledge, bro. This is like my second time taking a look at it. I was only able to lab like a little bit earlier. It's tough. Like here, if I try to bring this down and tell him to put 2 caps on 3-point, let's see what that looks like. Did that mess up my other caps? Nah, it looks good. Okay, let's take a look at this, and let's think about our tokens. So wait, shit, my bad. Where were we at? We were at 11 tokens. Dropping this down to a 67 brings us down to 8 tokens. We lost 3. But actually, you know what? He does get bonus tokens from specializing in shooting too, so that'll help. And really, all this guy's going to be doing is spotting up. That's it. He's just going to spot up. So, with 8 tokens at the start, oh, that's static MIDI, set and fire. You got 4 there. Is that 4? No did. That's probably 3, huh? Move. Yeah, it's 3. So at the start, I'd probably tell him to put these 2 on. He's gonna get 9 more. So that means he'll have 17. And then he can also put some perks on these. I'm actually not mad about that. I would consider doing that because it's not like he's using a ton of. This guy's not going to be using a ton of badges. Like, really, it's just going to be all he needs is set and fire, quick trigger, limitless, and deadeye. That's it. So I think that this is something that could work out. Are the cap breakers the same? Yeah, a lot of them are. It's not going to be exact, but so far, JMac, like the ones I've seen, everything that I've plugged in so far has been the same. But let me finish putting this one in. We can check it. I like this build, especially for the way. Oh no, I didn't look at the dunk. All right, whatever. That's all right. We could stop at 73. At least that gets posterizer. Damn. Is that affected by our weight at all? No, that's just. All right, that's fine. Honestly, that's not the end of the world. Post control is a 7. Oh, well, why did I do that? Oh, we're not done here. That's why. 76. What can we... How high can we get this? Post powerhouse, we got the 75. That's not bad. Yeah, that catalyst is... That's crazy. I would love if I could get this up to an 85 post control. We'll see what we can do here. Like maybe one cap here opens up a lot. We'll see. We'll see. Let's mess around with it. I'm gonna go 75. How do I feel about the changes to rhythm shooting? I don't know because I haven't played. From what I've seen, honestly, I can't even say. I got to feel it for myself. I love rhythm shooting, so I want to say that I'm gonna stick with it. But if I can't hit shit, then I'll switch. Dre, how long have I been labbing for? Like an hour, I think. Let me see that Rust build. He's gonna need some free throw. Yeah, I'll put him at like a 70 for now. I went 77 on the pass ac. Again, I'm not sure how to feel about that. The pass ac, we'll see, man. We'll see what the passing looks like this year. Jerry Kicks asked if I can explain the token system. Is it a new name for the same thing? No, it's definitely a different system, and there's a lot to it. So it is the same. Like what's the same is I mean there's two things to it because it's the synergies is what gets complicated. That's what's similar to the max plus ones from last year. The tokens are similar from previous 2K. So I started playing again. I haven't played in years, but the first 2K I jumped back on was 2K23, and I think if I remember correctly, didn't that one have something similar with the tokens? Or at least like you had to equip badges. Like you had like a limited amount of badges that you could put on. And then you had to pick from what you could put on. But from what I remember in that game was it was permanent. This has like loadouts, and you can, based on how many tokens you have, you can apply the badges that your build is capable of unlocking, which from what I've heard, I think that's from even earlier 2Ks, like 2K21 or 22. But Jerry, I recommend watching a video on it for sure. Check out Joe Knows or something. He did a good job explaining it. Ooh, we get 77 vert here. Is that Pogo? No, I think they changed it this year. I think Pogo's different. Yep, it's 80. Fuck. All right, well, I still like the value of the rating itself, so I'm gonna go 77. I'll take a look at it in a second, Trey. All right, so we're at 56.39. Yep, that looks all good. So I'm curious to see once I have this punched in, I want to see if I get the same caps on physicals. That's what I want to see. Oh shit, what happened to our rebound? 234. 236, that's what happened. 236. And did I? Yeah, okay, never mind. I guess I was always at 92. We lost our strength. Okay. I'm liking how this is looking so far. With two caps on 3-point. 2 caps on 3-point and specialize in shooting. I'm really liking this. He's not taking anything in the mid range. I know that for sure. All right, so what I would try to do, we lost that dunk. 39 steals, correct. I mean, we're pretty much there. 75. What was the post control? I think 75 was 75 is post powerhouse, right? Yep. What's the next? Do I get anything anywhere else? 77, but we already got Ghost Stepper from close shot. 80 would be the next one. 80. What about the caps? Yeah, we could do that. So we could do that. Now he has a slot for, if he wants, he could throw one more on there and he could get the hook shots. All right, let me try this out. Let's see what it looks like here. We got the 88, we got the 75, we got the 70. Oh yeah, I went 73. 73. So now, nah. We'll just throw on free throw. All right, make sure, hey, if y'all catch anything here, let me know. Let me know if I'm missing any thresholds. Also, I do think, yeah, the ball handle we were able to drop. Is there any 35? Oh, never mind, dribbling. 40. This is a dribble style. Yeah, so it's not gonna matter. Badges too. Okay. So yeah, this can go down. Now we got the 80. All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Uh-oh. 67, 77. What do we mess up here? Unless it's just different on 27. Oh, it was the interior D. I fucked that up over here. All right, let's get that back. Or damn. All right, let's do that. What build is this, Dre? This is a popper for Kyle. So we get a little more attributes on 2K27. Like barely. All right, let's check it out. Klingon, Sar, and Embiid. 7-2. Mike Wang just tweeted. What did he tweet? Cap breakers. All right, yes. So we get the same +7, +9. We get yeah, the +3s all the way up to a 90 post control. That's not bad. That's not bad, man. So, ooh, I actually like this. I like the three caps on post gets him gold post powerhouse. That's fire. 3 caps gets him that. 2 caps gets him 3-point. This is a solid build, man. Like this is a real like if you play exactly like my boy plays, like I know his play style. I know that he's not ever dribbling the ball ever. He's always off ball. He'll catch lobs. He'll clean up the glass. And he said he wanted a. He always likes to have like interior 90 standing dunk. Seems like it's gonna be pretty strong this year. Like this is solid in my opinion. And he's gonna be a little inside out. I think normally in most years when he makes his bigs, he has more offensive rebound than this. But this year, like I said, he wants to shoot a little more. So this is once he gets a couple cap breakers there, gets a shooting specialization, he can do that. But on day one, we're going to get a couple cap breakers pretty early on. He can max out his speed and agility right away. Like I'm sure in the first week, he'll be able to max out his 2 cap breakers, speed and agility, boom. And then it's ready to go. Like then at that point, he can literally play exactly the way he wants to play. Set screens. Trey, what are you talking about for cap breakers? This is you got to go to Builder Glossary at the top. Yeah, I'm not mad at this. So that's usually the process when I'm labbing builds. That's usually the way I do it, and then I sit on it, and I'll pause. I'll wait and I'll see. I'll see how I feel about it, and I'll come revisit this maybe tomorrow and see what changes I can maybe make. But I actually like this, and I like the flexibility with the pass act. I think 77. Like we'll see if silver break starter is enough. But with future cap breakers, he could go. I guess that does kind of suck though, because the next thing on this type of build would be break starter, which is 89. So he does miss that. Let's see if we can get him that. Damn. So, yeah, maybe not. We would be committing to the low pass act. That is something that, again, that's my one question mark about this build is, does the 77 pass accuracy feel bad? Y'all were talking about 90 pass act. What's the deal with that? Is it the takeover and no, the takeover is 80, isn't it? It's 80, which this build is 1 cap away from. But y'all were talking about 90. Let's go with 90. For Visionary? You got Visionary and Break Starter? Yeah, that's not bad. And is it the tokens? How tall is this build? This is a 7-2. 7-2 popper. And then also, yeah, early on, or I don't know about early on. If there's any like vet 2, like if there's anything that's like you get 3 cap breakers on a reward for during your rep grind, I would tell him to put those 3 right here on his defensive rebound. Hey, yes sir, Frederick. What did Mike Wang tweet? Oh, hell yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Mike Wang tweeted here. Let me show y'all this tweet. Mike Wang tweeted, curious to know if you'd like a game mode that has no shot meters or shot feedback of any kind. I think that would be cool. Because I already play with no shot meter. Oh yeah, that's something I'm actually really curious to see. I heard somebody at Community Day said that you could do no dunk meter, and that sounds crazy, but I actually want to try that because I was finishing like a demon with my Uncle Drew build with no meter, and a high layup rating. Like you just watch your player, you watch the animation, you let go when it makes sense. And I think that the same applies for dunking. Like for me personally, the meter's always been distracting. And every year we get boost on our shooting if you turn off the meter. So I always turn it off for shooting. So I would love that game mode. That'd be, referring to this tweet, that would be super super cool. Yeah, if no dunk meter gives a boost, it's over. I agree, bro. That would be insane. But also, Dre, I don't know if you remember or if you saw the TikTok I posted like last week of the my layup meter just disappearing. That, I mean, I saw Mike Wang said that he addressed this where like the smaller, or they're not going to give you a big meter at the beginning always, because then that it's just misleading because it could disappear. So you're like more likely to try and hit the end of your green meter. Um, if you just turn the meter off, you wouldn't even have to worry about that. You're just always timing it when it makes sense. Need the shot feedback though? Nah, that's the part that makes it fun though. Like just pure hoops. That'd be so sick. I would love it. Maybe he'll do an event for it. Yeah, bro, I can't wait to test out the dunk meter. I can't wait to see what this game is looking like. All right, give me a sec, yo. I'll be right back. All right. Now, J Mac, I see you. Hey, so I'm curious. Here, I'm gonna read these chats in a second, but I am curious if you guys would change anything about this build. What do you guys think is lacking? We made a 7'2" popper, backline bull masher. I actually didn't see what did it say this build was called. I want to know what you guys think of this one. Yuki as my first build, yeah, why not? What height? This was a 7'2". 7'2", 7'4" wingspan. It's a paint terror. So let me show you all the caps. Or actually, no. Here, take a look at the build in this view, and let me know if you guys would change anything. I think it's almost exactly the same as, it's slightly different than the 2KCV version, but all the caps are the same. What changed on it? Oh, it's the 1 point on steal. Got me to an 80 free throw. You've been trying no meter on layups. Sometimes you feel like the timing is so inconsistent. Do you have a tell that you look for on animations? What layup rating do you have? Because I was doing it on a pretty high layup rating, and I just I don't know. I kind of think about the momentum of the ball. Like, if you're playing real basketball, like as the ball's on its way up, and you know that like he's about to release it, that's what I look for. Does block matter on a 6'7"? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I was looking at it earlier, and I can't remember if I was looking at the 6'6" with a max wingspan or the 6'7", or maybe it wasn't max wingspan, but it was the wingspan I wanted for my shooting, and I was only getting a 73 block, or was it 77? I think it was a 77 block, and I wanted the 78 for high flying denier. I think if you could get the 6'7" with silver high flying denier, to me that sounds like a solid build, a solid threshold for a 6'7" with long arms. Hey, I got JMax approval. Yeah, exactly. So JMax said if you're only going to play on a couple builds, and that's a good build to grind cap breakers. This is exactly how I like to build most of my builds. Like, and same thing for like, the guys that I run with. They're not they're not like me. They're not going to be. I make like a bunch of builds every year. Well, honestly, this year I kind of want to tone it back. It's going to be hard because the builder is very addicting. But I don't want my homies spending too much money, and the same goes for my viewers. Whenever I bring you guys builds, I always want something that makes sense on day one. You get a couple cap breakers, throw them on speed and agility, and then you're good to go, and you still got stuff to look forward to all along the way. But like I was saying, my one concern here is the pass ac. That's the one thing that I don't know if 77 will be enough. Hopefully it is though. I think it will be. I think it'll be fine. I just don't like the reason why I'm saying this is because I know that this guy usually likes to throw the breaks, and I don't want him throwing a ton of turnovers. Me personally, if I had the 77, I know that I would be fine because I tend to be a little safer with my passes. Does that much block seem better than the physicals? Uh, you're talking about the 6'7", right? Were you the guy? Were you the? Where is that? Where was the message? You weren't, but yeah, I don't know. Are you talking about this build right now for the 7-2? Because for the physicals, we're gonna get him. And then the block, yeah, the block is something to look forward to here too. You get the 99 eventually. All right, let's take a look now. I want to like the next thing I would look at now here is do the tokens make sense? And we already took a look at the shooting. Like I would definitely use some of the fuse badge slots on the shooting, and so that would open it up enough. And same with the rebounding. I would definitely use some fuse slots, so I don't think he'd have to worry about that. But the defense is something that I would be a little concerned about. And we're talking about going 99 blocks. So like this is where I'd want to use like later badge tokens, bonus badge tokens to unlock the defense a little more. So we have 13. Let's see what we could do with 13 on day one. So with 13, like we obviously want the paint patroller. Maybe he grinds out maybe the crew. Like this would be a one that I would definitely want to put a +1 on so he can open up. That's 7 tokens. That's a lot. Off-ball pest is wow, he gets. Does he get Hall of Fame? Oh no, that's just the potential, huh? I think on this one we get 85. That's probably gold, huh? Gold off ball. Yes. Okay. Not a super important badge, I wouldn't predict. So with 13 though, yeah, okay. So with 13 on this build, I'm going 1, 2, 3. Okay, but then another thing though is the badge slots. So that's another thing. Damn, 2K. So many things to consider. How do we check the badge slots? Does anyone know that? Do we know it's probably when you finish labbing it, huh? Badges. Yeah, right here. So I get 4 badge slots on defense. That's totally fine. Okay, we get 3 badge slots on shooting. Don't you get extra badge slots? Do you guys know if you get how many extra badge slots do we get from specialization? Is it 2? Matt, you were talking about on Laker fans vid, Rudy denies every meter. Um, so you're saying like Rudy would have a high block, doesn't he? J Mac, you're going no money spent after day 1. Yeah, I feel it. Lab up the 5'9". You want to see the Yuki? That'd be funny. I don't know. I would love, dude, if they can make 5'9s like a valid build height, that'd be really cool. I'm all for the diversity. High block, high interior. Do you guys feel like the 85 is not high enough on this one? I did want to get the 88, but I also don't know how important post lockdown is going to be. So that's something I wish I could see in this app because 2 badge slots. So that's what I thought. All right, so to finish that thought, 2 badge slots on shooting, right? So this build, that means we're going to have 5 badge slots on shooting with only, well, I guess we will have 5 badges. So yeah, I guess it works out. Like we're not wasting anything here. He would actually get limitless range as well. So yeah, I guess with that, sorry, let's take a look. What was it? 3 badge slots, right? Yeah. So we get 3 badge slots on shooting here. When I tell him to specialize in shooting and get 9 extra tokens and 2 badge slots, we're also throwing the 2 cap breakers on 3-point. So that's going to get us silver Deadeye. It's going to get us, does it get us set and fire? Yep, it gets us this. Damn, that is one thing though. On day 1, 78-3 would make a lot more sense here. I would probably tell him to do this. And that gives us 1 more token. Yeah, that's what I would do. Let's take a look at the caps. So that right there was an example of me kind of over optimizing the build, where I'm thinking about getting the most value out of my cap breakers. Where the hell are the cap breakers again? Right over here. I was thinking about getting the most value out of my cap breakers, but 78 makes a lot more sense than 77. A lot more sense. So I would definitely make that change on this build. But back to what I was saying. Now we have 9 tokens for shooting. Once we use those cap breakers, now we have access to limitless range, and we would have 5 badge slots for shooting. And on this build, 1 of them would be for set and fire, 1 of them would be for Deadeye, 1 of them would be for limitless range, and then 1 for quick trigger. That's 4. And then the last one, depending on what he wants, static midi or post fade phenom. I think that static midi is probably going to be one of the least used badges in the game, probably one of the worst ones, because a standstill midi isn't really the best shot. So I would tell him to go bronze post fade. So what that process, like that thought process, is what y'all are gonna have to do on day 1. I mean, you don't have to, but I would strongly suggest that you try to keep those things in mind. This is like what you got to think about, like as you're progressing the build. Is it going to make sense when you think about the tokens and the slots? Because right here, say I had high mid range on the build, now you got a whole lot more to think about, because you got well, this is a 7-2, so you don't need to worry about the moving shot badges, but you would have to worry about smooth operator. Well, okay, if you could get it. If this was a smaller build. If this was a smaller build that had more mid-range. All right, the passing. This is what. Okay, so the playmaking was one thing I want to take a look at. We have 7 tokens, and we're really only trying to go for Dimer and Break Starter. But this is one thing that I don't like about the app because I can't check if the 7 tokens make sense. Because now I'm going to come over here and I see the max potential for these badges, which is 5 and 5, and I don't know if what the bronze badges are looking like. They're probably no higher than 3, so I guess this would be all right. I should be fine here on playmaking if these are the only 2 badges I'm looking at. Oh wait, but they're not. Oh my god, and they're silver. What am I looking at? So yeah, this is gonna be weird. This would be the area that is pretty weak on the build, token wise. But that's where you're gonna have to make decisions. Like you're gonna have to just let go of certain things. Like, yeah, he's probably gonna go. I don't know. It depends. Maybe if this is 4 tokens, this is 3 tokens. He'll have to choose between. He'll probably go Break Starter and Visionary, or Break Starter and Unpluckable. Yo, appreciate the love, guys. Esefune and Fish Slappa, what's up? What's my first build of the year? I'm leaning towards Dirk. We'll see. We'll see. If you fuse a badge, does that still take up a badge slot, or does it free it up as well as the tokens? That's a good question, Frederick. I can answer that. I mean, the second part of that question, as you said, it frees up the tokens, but does it free up the slot? I don't know. I want to say it doesn't, but if someone in here that knows, if they could clear that up, I would like to know as well. All right. So we looked at the playmaking. I think, yeah, you can make it work with the playmaking. The physicals would be the other one. All right, so let's look at, I guess, but again, the physicals, I don't think we're going to be able to get the max potential. Damn. And he probably would want to use all these badges. Yeah, there's honestly so much that you could overthink about these, and I might be taking it like a step too far. In reality, you're just gonna have to like just react to it as you level up each season. Like level 40, you'll have the max potential. You'll be able to probably put on like almost all these badges once you have all the fused badges in and everything. But when at the beginning of the season and on day 1, you're gonna have to choose, like right here with only 6 tokens. He's only gonna be able to choose 1 or 2 of these badges max. Probably just one of them. Q, you think it still takes up a slot? Yeah, I think so too. Have they added new scoring move categories? When I was taking a look here on 2K Lab site, I did see a couple. So one of them was Cooper Flag. He got some pull-ups, and I don't know if he got a hop jumper, but I know that he got a go-to shot. Let's see if he got a hop jumper. Looks like he didn't. Kawhi got a hop jumper. I don't think he had one last year. Kawhi. And yeah, just doing a quick scan, like there's definitely, I'm sure there's some that I glossed over and missed. But the other one, some other ones I caught were post go-tos. I saw who was it? Westbrook. I don't think Westbrook had one last year, and neither did Harden. Where's Harden? No. It was post hop shot. Oh, yeah, that's back on shooting. Post hop shot. We got Harden and Westbrook. Harden, Westbrook, and Wembanyama. He didn't have a post. I don't think he had a post hop last year. Those are the ones that I caught, Jay. But I'm sure there's more. Yeah, Dre, last year Champs was freaking out because he loved Westbrook's animations. He labbed them all up, and 2K didn't give us the animations, specifically his hop jumper. We didn't get that until the very last season. And his first build was Westbrook because he wanted to use this move. And I don't see it here. Oh shit. Do I have anything on here? They're locking it behind. Oh, okay, hold on. Russ, R. Yeah, dude, I don't see it. So I think they're locking Russell Westbrook's hop jumper again. He's not gonna be happy to see that. But one thing that he's gonna try, and I want to try as well, is oh shit. Uh-oh. Are they gatekeeping this one too? Am I messing up something? LaMelo, bro. Where's LaMelo? That's a shame. That's a shame if they're, but it also makes sense. LaMelo will probably be one of the packages that they lock behind a season, because he got a new go-to. I actually don't know if he got a new hop jumper, but I would hope that he did, because his go-to was nice. Yeah, LaMelo, 82. They got a lot of new pass styles. I heard that, Jay. Who do they? Did you see any that looked interesting? I didn't take a look. Did Shingun have one? I feel like when I took a glance, there were like random ones, like Denny, Dyson Daniels, obviously Coop. I don't know if DeMar had one last year. What will my first build be? I'm leaning towards Dirk. All right, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna be going too much longer here. Is there any other builds y'all want to see? I might take a look. Nah, actually, it's 11:30. I gotta head to bed pretty soon. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. This was my first look at the builder, the app that they dropped today, which was pretty awesome that we get to mess around with. I'm definitely gonna be messing around with this more over throughout the weekend and early next week before the game. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. This was fun. Maybe I'll make a post or something next time. I kind of just hopped on randomly. Hold up, where's my stream? There it is. I hopped on randomly as soon as I figured out this this app where I'm able to share my screen on my phone. But we'll do this again for sure, and I'll let you guys know. What will my first build? Or no, you already answered that. If I were to make a point guard, what would I do? I would do. I mean, for me, I would do Luka. For me, I'm always doing NBA players, so I would do Luka first if I made a point. Yes, sir, Dre. 54 viewers. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate you guys. All right, y'all. You guys have a good night. Peace.